Okay, my dear students, here is a chart. I told you I was going to send you the review of PG2. And so we have affirmative, negative, auxiliary question, and WH question. And then we have the column for simple present, then the one for simple past, then the one for present continuous, then we have going to, and then we have will. And we have the cards, the verb cards that we check in the class that are very useful, and they have their 3 conjugations. So I wrote here an example, B7 and the verb swim. So we have B7. So B is negative. And then we look for 7. The subject is Enrique and it is in the simple past. So would be subject Enrique. Then we have auxiliary didn't for the simple past in negative. The verb swim, no conjugation because we have the auxiliary. At the ocean last summer. And we use an expression in the past. That is one of the examples. Let me write another one for you. Okay, so as I said, I have another example here. So we have B, that is a WH question. 13, that is my parents' present continuous. And we're going to use the verb read. Yeah? Read, read. So we have here D, D, and 13, my parents. Okay, so we have WH question, where? Then we have present continuous are reading, ing, the subject, my parents, and to the complement over here, the news now. Where are my parents reading the news now? We can answer like they, that is the same as my parents. They are reading the news online. Okay, so then we have are reading the news online, and if we want to be even more specific, now. Okay, that is another example. So we have example with present continuous, and we have example with simple past. I'm going to write 2 more. Okay, we have another example that is C, that is question with auxiliary. We have it here, question with auxiliary, do, does, did, and the rest. And then we have simple present is number 16 over there. We have 16. There we go. And then the verb is speak. Speak, spoke, spoken. So the example starts with the auxiliary, as it is the auxiliary question. Does the English student? The English student is singular. Does the English student often, we add here a frequency adverb, speak the verb, no conjugation because we have the auxiliary. Does the English student speak Spanish, often speak Spanish in class? Don't forget, capital letter English, capital letter Spanish. Then you can answer with yes, no. No, he or she doesn't. He doesn't often speak Spanish. He or she doesn't often, to add the frequency adverb, speak, no conjugation because we have the auxiliary negative, doesn't often speak Spanish in class. There you go. Sorry. There we go. There's another example and one more to go, and we're done. Okay, so we have the last example is B, negative 14, going to verb exercise. Okay, so 14, our teacher, and B is negative and is going to. So we have our teacher, that is the subject, going to with is because it's singular she or he, going to, and then the verb exercise a lot next semester, okay? So well, remember we use these ones for plans, yeah? So that's why I wrote next semester. I hope this helped you, and well, we are just missing will, but we can do one, for example, when, let's see, wild animals and affirmative A, no? Would be with will, would be, then wild animals would be number 20 with will, and then let's use the verb run, and we said it was going to be affirmative, no? That would be A, affirmative. So we can write will with the subject is wild animals. So we have wild animals will run in the jungle. That would be will for predictions or future, and then the verb no conjugation, the subject wild animal, and the complement. That would be all, my dear students.